It's one of those classic things of no one's ever talked to me like that. You're hired.
Well, what's good, everybody? This is Blaze Reviews, where we're hitting you with all latest movie reviews, but on a higher level. I'm Kay.
And I'm Rick.
And hey, it's your first time watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button, join the Blaze crew, where we stay getting smacked off of everything movie related. And as for today's movie review session, we got to take a hit of the latest comedy / drama, and I didn't really get a chance to see it, so I'll let you take it over.
Yeah, so latest comedy drama, The Upside, directed by Neil Berger, who also brought us Limitless, a great sci-fi film in my opinion.
Oh, the film, not the TV show.
Not the TV show, no. He directed the film. And stars Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston as a life auxiliary who takes care of a quadriplegic, millionaire. And, it shows their bond as they get to know each other, come from different walks of life. So Kevin Hart, he plays Dale Scott. He's an ex-con. He's he's on parole and he needs a job, and he ends up getting hired by. I mean, that's in the trailer. He ends up getting hired by Bryan Cranston's character, Philip Lacasse.
I just see it in every movie and stuff where somebody just does something stupid.
Yeah, and you're just like, wow, they're about to get thrown out a window. Oh wait, he gave him $1
million. Okay, never mind.
And so, I have a lot of good things to say about this. The first high would be, I liked Kevin Hart. This is probably my favorite Kevin Hart movie. I'm not a Kevin Hart guy. I don't hate him, but I wish he would break it up a little bit more.
I mean, I don't hate him, his comedy. I hate his movies, though.
Right, yeah. I just wish he would break it up a little bit more with the roles that he goes into.
Typically, he always casted the same guy who just
talks fast, and he's cross-eyed, and he's just looking at nothing, and his antics are crazy. But in this, he dials it all the way back to something that's totally like real and like it feels very relatable and down to earth. Bryan Cranston was really good. I mean,
he's good in pretty much everything.
Yeah, no, he delivered. But beyond that, the whole was greater than some of his parts. Meaning, like their interactions together were just very charming. I mean, I was laughing out. I was sitting in the front row, intending to not enjoy this movie. And I was sitting there just like, wow, I was chuckling throughout and laughing. And I was like, man, I felt like usually I get mad at the crowd for laughing at stuff. But no, I was like, no, that was funny. That was legitimately charming, yeah.
Yeah, because I saw from the trailers and stuff like that. I thought the best part of the movie would probably be the bond between Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart and stuff.
They definitely, so the trailer, going into it, I'm thinking, okay, hopefully I get the best part of Bryan Cranston with Kevin Hart on screen together. And I think they definitely delivered. That's definitely a high. I liked the cinematography of this. It was like they went with a dramatic color palette, something you see in an Oscar bait film. Like seriously, it was. That's
what I thought this movie was gonna be. It was Kevin Hart and drama and stuff. And I was like, it's a comedic drama.
Yeah, but it really kept they kept a good balance. It wasn't like laugh riot. They weren't going for like a laugh riot comedy. They kept it really close to the vest with the comedy, but the drama really carried the film. It was like very character driven.
But did Kevin Hart go to his original stick eventually?
And I kept waiting for him to jump off the diving board. He never did it. He kept saying, a lot of times he was the one saying, "Come on, man! Like, what are you doing?" Like, he was the one kind of like keeping it real in the movie. Yeah, at times.
That's the first.
And it was really refreshing. It was really refreshing to see him display a greater amount of range. He wasn't being the greatest thespian ever, but he was showing definitely a greater amount of range than in the past. Bryan Cranston playing a quadriplegic, man, he was delivering. Like I was like, man, is he actually hurt? Like,
he got some slap for playing a quadriplegic and stuff, but I guess he owned the role and stuff.
Nah, man, I think he did a great job. Yeah, and
I guess people just offended like he wasn't a quadriplegic.
No, well,
they always get offended.
I mean, unfortunately, Christopher Reeve passed away, so he couldn't play the role. But but anyway, like he was great. I loved how Bryan Cranston played the character. It felt like he was over the fact he couldn't move, but there were other things which I won't talk about here. There were other things that were like holding his character up mentally and emotionally. and they dove into that stuff like right on, and I thought that was awesome. They tackled a lot of that stuff head on. I think throughout the story of these characters, like another high would be the story. You know, the journey, the arc of these characters. Yeah. I loved it.
And it's based off of a true story too.
Right, it's based off a true story, and it's actually, I knew about this movie, I didn't realize the subject matter. The Untouchables, that was a French film.
Yeah, it's a remake of that.
Right, this is a remake of that film, which is in turn based on the book.
Which everything is nowadays.
Right, and but yeah, it's throughout their relationship. It grows. It hits hurdles and it grows, and they get over, and they get around things, and they find common ground. And I think it was a great buddy film. You know, like this is one of the better buddy films I've seen in a few years.
Glad to hear. I thought it was just gonna be like a magical Negro thing. Kevin
no,
Negro.
No, they didn't even go there. Yeah, it was. They just told him, hey man, this is your job, and Kevin Hart, once he realized, whenever it's one of those, hey, I've never been talked like that before, but you're hired. There's always some reason why they actually did. There is some real reason why they hired that person, and when you figure it out, you really like, oh man, like there's a real existential crisis going on here a little bit. But another high I have to say is, there was a good fluidity between the act structure. Yeah. Sometimes I hate when like a movie just takes a total left turn in between acts, and I'm like, okay, where did that come from? But they kept a consistent flow. They kept a consistent vibe throughout the movie. Because throughout the movie, he's got he's trying to rebuild a relationship with his son. Because apparently he's been in prison.
You're talking about Kevin Hart's character.
Kevin Hart's character is Dell's trying to build a relationship with his son, who's, they come from the streets, but his son's like really doing really well in school, and he knows, in his words, he's saying, yeah, the streets will eat him up. Like, I gotta protect him, and this and that. But that shows progress throughout, and I felt really good about this movie.
Did you really get any downers from it?
I do have some downers, yeah. One of them would be, at times, they would get heavy-handed with the drama, and like try and like nail certain points home. For the most part, though, that wasn't the case. It just happened mostly towards like the end when they were trying to like wrap things up. But it didn't turn me off of the film. Yeah, it was kind of a small downer because I was just so into the characters by that point that I was like, oh man, like this is pretty good. Like a lot of the supporting characters held their own. But at the same time, there was a lot going on sometimes. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know about. They could have cut maybe like 5 or so minutes off of this. Just there was a lot of antics.
It's not bad.
There was just a lot of antics. I was like, they probably could have trimmed this and that scene. But other than that, at the end of the day, I probably got to give this a solid worth a hit. Like.
That's more than I thought you were going to give it a pass. That shit as soon as you seen Kevin Hart was in it.
I liked it, and the audience loved it, I think. I mean, there was like not a standing ovation, but there was definitely an ovation.
You know what, the early screen crowd too, so they clap for anything that moves.
Oh my goodness, that's true. But this was a pretty good. It was a heartwarming film.
I can see that people would like it more than like the critics and stuff. Right. The critics are kind of panning and stuff, but
I don't usually I can see what the critics see, but I understand. I have my own opinion of what I like, and I think they're wrong on this one. I think it's actually a solid film. It was supposed to come out in 2017 under the Harvey Weinstein company, but after the Weinstein sex abuse allegations, they sold it.
Yeah, that fucked up everybody.
Yeah, they sold it to another distributor, and it took time for this movie to come out. But
glad it at least got released though.
Yeah, I kind of wish they'd have released it in November, that November area where there was like a week or two where you could release a film like this.
They probably knew somebody was gonna bring up Harvey Weinstein, so like, nobody's gonna go see this.
Yeah,
in January.
Yeah, they probably. It's another reason to just show a movie into January. Harvey Weinstein's legacy is tarnished. It's just another film that's been tarnished by his unfortunate behavior and his despicable behavior. But all in all, it's solid worth a hit.
I mean, hey, that's just his opinion. What we don't know is, what did you guys think of the upside? Are you excited to see Kevin Hart in a more dramatic role? Are you a fan of Kevin Hart in these movies? Let us know by sparking it up in the comment section below. And hey, first time watching, hit that subscribe button, join the Blaze crew, get this video a like, and we stay getting lit off all the movies, so hey, come back here. I'm Kay.
And I'm A. Rick.
And always remember, blazing.